session whereby we covering the hedge accounting disclosures by KPMG. Now, in this, we are taking the hedge accounting derivative disclosures published by KPMG in public domain. I have taken a printout of the book which is titled Derivatives and Hedging Handbook US GAAP October 2020. This is by KPMG. You can clearly see that this is by KPMG. And we are covering the derivative disclosures of KPMG in detail. Probably it is not fair to say that I might end up covering the whole disclosures in one night. That is not possible. But having said that, I would be in a situation to cover many important parts of that disclosures on a periodic basis. I request the Big Four employees not to watch this video. Why they should not watch this video? Because they will feel offended. Rather offended, they will feel highly offended. I still remember my interview to be conducted by EY long ago, and I still remember the questions being posted at me and the knowledge of that person. I still remember when EY was the auditor of my ex-company, EXL India, and the kind of practices I witnessed in EY. Having said that, I challenged EY many times. Many times. I witnessed when KPMG was implementing Oracle module in EXL India, and the knowledge level of a person of KPMG who was on the board at that point of time. So, whenever I challenge these big fours, I challenge on practical grounds. My credential, I am an ex-corporate treasurer of an American company who handled treasury at group level, which includes deliverable and non-deliverable positions on a monthly basis. I handled the non-deliverable to the tune of 100 million. I repeat, 100 million on a monthly basis, which means if I take a yearly rollover, then it is near about 1.2 billion on a yearly basis. I handled the deliverable cash flow program of around 500 million US dollars, quarterly rolling hedging program. My expertise in treasury I have stated many times on YouTube. But still, if any KPMG employee, I repeat, any KPMG employee or any KPMG partner still wanted to test this, then I am always open. But there is a condition. And that condition is if he lose, she lose, that person supposed to resign, immediate effect, whether he or she is an employee or he or she is a partner. I have seen enough partners in Big Fours in my corporate life. Even today, I am getting several WhatsApp messages, LinkedIn messages of the Big Four employees. I can provide you enough screenshots whereby Big Four employees are following me on the LinkedIn. You know the reason why they're following me. Rather, few days ago, a treasury professional of KPMG gave me an invitation. So if any KPMG employee feel offended, you can contact me, but I suggest they should not watch this video, because after watching this video, they will feel like this whole system is in their pocket except one person. No one ever dare to challenge their disclosure except one person. So please do not watch this video. I am requesting you. More importantly, and eventually, we would be covering the hedge accounting disclosures of more big fours. I will again repeat my line, which I am repeating based on the practical interpretations. I repeat, based on the practical interpretations of my life, whereby more than 9 years I spared in a treasury function of top tier companies. And that practical interpretation is MTM accounting. I repeat, MTM, mark to market, which includes L1, L2, L3. By the way, I'm sure many people have heard L1, L2, L3 first time. MTM accounting is the most serious and organized fraud we have in the world, which is an easiest way to manipulate the EPS of any company. Now, EPS means earning per share. I request Big Four not to view this video. And more such videos are on the cards. Just to conclude, the more we head in MTM from simplistic instruments to complicated instruments, you feel offended. This is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting Group. For KPMG employees and KPMG partners, the number is +91 9899 242 978. Have a great This side, Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak, Treasury Consulting is a multinational headquartered company, which, by the way, is a concern for many people. On a very often note, I get a message on my WhatsApp, probably on my LinkedIn, on my Twitter, that how come without raising a single dollar from venture capitalists and private equity firms, you end up being a multinational company? Because people believe that only via raising a money from these companies, you end up being big, like Paytm, Zomato, Ola, Uber, Swiggy, Quicker, Byju's, Delivery, list is endless. But they do not know that knowledge do not need any venture capitalist and private equity firm. It hardly matters. Treasury Consulting is a proprietary hedge fund, which means that we take positions in FICC. Now, by FICC, I mean fixed income currencies and commodities. By fixed income, currency, and commodities, we mean we take positions in selective instrument. Since we are a proprietary fund, whatever positions which we are taking is backed up by our own capital, which precisely means not a single dollar position, not a single dollar position is backed up by any third party. And this philosophy of being a proprietary hedge fund would continue. We will not change this philosophy. I know that as far as the American industry is concerned, American industry is nowadays moving from proprietary hedge fund to non-proprietary hedge fund, which means they are inviting the third party funds. And one thing which I'm always aware is that people have limited knowledge. Because they have limited knowledge, they do not know that more than 200 hedge funds are closed only in 2021. More than 200. And almost a fraction of hedge funds top are performing and rest not performing. Anyways, and now Treasury Consulting is entering into OPEC market, which is Organization of Petroleum and Exporting Countries, which means our first base in OPEC would be Dubai, followed by Saudi, Oman, Kuwait, Bahrain, and all such countries. And you understand that the kind of treasury knowledge, financial markets, private placement programs, offshore structures, and all these things which we have. And we would be exploring all these things in Dubai. The kind of competence we have today, we would be exploring the competence in the Dubai market. Apart from our hedge fund, we have our news desk, we have our learning arm, Sheetal Academy, we have our training programs, we have our consulting business, we have our private placement program, we have our family office desk, we have our lots of business, and more are coming. Rather, now we are expanding our OTT platform, which is over the top TRFX Academy. Probably in another couple of years, which means by December 2023, we would be in a situation to have a huge quantity of products. Because the kind of framework we are entering into is, as we speak, unchallenged. Rather, this framework is more or less, I would say, more or less, this framework is in the hands of big banks like Goldman, JP, Morgan Stanley, Citi, UBS, Bank of America, Barclays, and all. And now, in another 2 years of time, we would be challenging this framework. Rather, we already started challenging this framework. To conclude, Treasury Consulting is 100% profitable setup, and we would continue to be 100% profitable. The main principle of being a proprietary fund would continue. No third party would get invited in a period of time. More importantly, the asset classes, I repeat, the asset classes which we are covering, we would continue to enhance these asset classes, let it be honest. And more specifically speaking, a huge quantity of the products on the way. Now, this is Rahul Magan here from Treasury Consulting. You know my personal number, +91 9899242978. You know our back office, which is +91 9818485155. Now, in this video, we would be talking about KPMG. Welcome to part one of the video, and the title is Hedge Accounting Disclosures, rather, KPMG Hedge Accounting Disclosures. I have made one statement many times on the social network, that the largest fraud in the world is not LIBOR. Rather, as we speak, we do not have a single number that how much benefit the banks and the interdealer brokers got while manipulating the LIBOR. Rather, the hard reality is they are fined fractions of what they earned. So, example, you earned $1, you find 2 cents. Many interbank dealers, including ICAP, RP Martin, they find significantly lesser than what they earned. In the sense, like, I have read many books on LIBOR manipulation. I understand how IRS work. I understand how the interdealer broker works. I understand how principal trading firms, PTF, how they work. I understand how interbank works, and more videos are on the cards. The biggest scandal in the world is not about the LIBOR. Rather, it is about MTM accounting. Now, which, by the way, is mark to market accounting. Because trillions of dollars worth of derivative instruments are lying on a regulation which, by the way, helped or which, by the way, is used to revalue these derivatives on a periodic basis, which is monthly. Reporting is done quarterly, that is separate, but the periodicity of revaluation is monthly. Rather, it is daily in case of big banks like Goldman, JP. It is daily because not daily, rather, it is momentarily because they are sitting on a huge book. Like, if you talk about Goldman, their derivative book is huge. Now, whether this is a proprietary book or whether this is a non-proprietary book, that's a separate thing. It really matters to them. It hardly matters because they are concerned and on the toes as far as the MTM is concerned, because they need to hedge that. Sometimes they take the delta position, sometimes they take the gamma position, sometimes they take the vega positions, sometimes they take the volga positions, vana positions. So they are concerned, and they should be, because after all, the quantum is huge. And God knows, like, as we speak, Ukraine, Russia, and any kind of mess can happen. So they are concerned. But revaluation is of two types. And I'm sure that many people even do not know what the hell is revaluation. Forget types of revaluation. Now, one kind of revaluation is which is done using Bloomberg and Reuters. So, example, you have sold dollar yen fixing 6 months 0.30, assuming. And what would if that 6-month rate is 0.35, which means 5 pips higher? Now, suppose you sold 1 billion US dollar. You sold dollar yen fixing quantum 1 billion, 6 months 0.30. Now it is 0.35, 5 bips on 1 billion. It's a huge money. And the bank needs to face because he sold it. And market is high. Now the bank, either it is Goldman, JP, Citi, Morgan Stanley, or any other bank, they're left with two options. Either they can wind this up or they may continue. Now, whether they find this or they may continue is once again dependent on the fact about their capital and whether this is a proprietary position or a non-proprietary position. Much to speak on that. Much to speak on that, which I would be covering soon. Now, this is one kind of revaluation now, which is done using Reuters and Bloomberg, and that is instantly. Like you have an Excel file, you know that these are your IRS interest rate swap selling positions. You know that these are your IRS buying positions. Now, based upon the market, which you are taking from Reuters or Bloomberg, you are valuing yourself. That's how it works. And this is called traders PNL. Now there are two kind of PNL. One is known as the traders PNL, one is known as the desk PNL, one is known as the profit attribution, one is known as the desk attribution. So there are many things we have in the world of banking, but hardly these things comes in public. Hardly these things comes in public. Anyways, and second kind of revaluation is when you revalue for accounting purpose. Now, when you revalue for investor purpose, not all the investor, hardly 1% investors know Reuters, 1% investors know Bloomberg. They have heard about Reuters and Bloomberg, but they haven't seen the IRS curves. They haven't seen the IRS curves. Did they? No. And they're not bothered whether you sold it or you bought it. They're not bothered whether it's a market making or whether this you're taking in your books. They are hardly bothers. And I think they should be, because they want profits. Or in case you are losing, they wanted to know the maximum losses they can bear. For them, the revaluation is done for accounting purpose, which is, by the way, subject to interpretation issue, no doubt, which is subject to interpretation issue. We have FASB, Financial Accounting Standard Board. We have IASB, International Accounting Standard Board, who have their respective, guidelines, US GAAP, IFRS. We have Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, who have INDAS, which is nothing but the copycat of IFRS. But predominantly the world is on IFRS as we speak. But I haven't seen much difference as far as the hedge accounting is concerned in IFRS and US GAAP. Of course, there are few differences, but the level of granularity, I repeat, the level of granularity which I was expecting, it is not there, unfortunately. Now, we have big fours. Now, big fours include KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, and EY. You open the Google and see till what extent they are corrupt. I repeat, till what extent they are corrupt. It is there on the Google. And they regularly published hedge accounting manuals. Now, this is from KPMG. And this is not a proprietary product. Now, by proprietary, I mean this is not of course, this is by KPMG. By proprietary, I mean I have downloaded from their website. Well, this is something, it's not that they have hidden it and they wanted to get it more hidden. So this I have downloaded from their website. This is the derivative disclosures of KPMG. I have similar of EY and many big fours. In 99% cases, these disclosures are unread. Unread means people don't read them. They don't have time, but I do. I love, and I always read that. Now, having said that, like I always said, the mark to market, also known as revaluation, is done based on these disclosures, which are full of errors. And I'm going to be letting you know which are full of errors. Now, the biggest question we have, the revaluation of trillions of dollars, I repeat, trillions of dollars worth of asset book and the liability book. Is that correct? In part 2, I'll show you something. In part 2, I will show you something. But having said that, for 99.99% of the investors, for 99.99% of the investors, these hedging manuals are the only thing. And here comes the catch, which I would be telling you in the next parts. Now, this is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting Group. You know my personal number, 9899242978. 9899242978.